Hi, my name is JB. I just graduated from Design Academy 2020, and I'm French. And I graduated from the Man and Leisure department. And this is my project called Cut, Peel, Stick and Seal, which is basically about constructing objects with scrap wood and tape. So the project is basically about how I can use duct tape as a construction material and trying to extract it from this repair function that we have the habit to see it through. So I basically gave myself some means to construct tape with basically some tools that I made. And by doing so, I developed some working techniques and basically a sort of whole craftsmanship about working with tape and how I can combine it with wood in order to construct something new. Basically, I started with from a big fascination from duct tape. Somehow it's a material that I always used to fix things, but also replace parts and put things together. It used to be this tool that you use to repair and to solve problems. So from that fascination and from that statement, I was thinking I was wondering how I can actually find different ways to use it in order to, basically build something. Use it as a proper construction materials, and using colors as well to basically highlight this graphical identity that I really like about tape. You know, there is something really with these lines, this texture has something really graphical for me that is also really beautiful, and that's something I wanted to enhance by doing this object. So this is basically the latest series of objects I made, and there will be more in the future. I'm also going to keep working with these tools and trying to really use it as a proper material, as I would be a new tape craftsmanship basically. So biggest challenge with this project, and I guess that's also the case with my second project, is that I usually really like to work with very simple, basic, affordable materials, such as wood, tape, cardboard, paper. And the idea is to find ways to, elevate it a bit and make something properly staged and properly refined out of these really basic materials, which I always found very interesting to work with. So working in the COVID situation, for me, it was actually fine. I had the chance to have a studio, so I could go there and work while school were closed. And for me, somehow it went all right as well, because as I said earlier, I do work with really simple and basic materials that doesn't require a lot of big machines at the first place. So when I started my first object and my first series, and also making these tools were for me actually fine to work with, just with hand tools. And there was also a way for me to find ways to deal with what I just had around, with just a bunch of scrap material and some hand tools. And then I was, looking back at it and looking from a bigger scale, and realized that during the COVID, people had to lock down themselves, and they just basically spend days just locked at home watching movies or playing games. And somehow I felt that in the end, even in these situations, entertainment is something really important that we actually all need. And that's actually this area that I want to contribute in is to, working with entertainment and colorful, funny stuff that somehow also I expressed with this object. So I guess for me that's something really important that's just being highlighted by this situation, which I think somehow it's good. I guess it's also good in this moment that also people, slow down and takes time to make things right. And it actually worked out, I feel. So yeah. In 5 years' time, I can see myself working, let's say in a sort of a big working studio area where I can actually work on my projects and also, work with friends and eventually organize things together, organize some exhibitions, and keep working on some objects. I obviously have a lot of other projects that I have in mind that I want to work on, and I can picture myself living in in a place where I can basically kind of trying to be as much as I can be self-sufficient, you know, so also just making my own things. I actually, most of the time where I was studying, I learned a lot of things by myself, and I believe that it's a way to do that would be a right way as well to deal with all these scrap objects and materials that we have around us, and how we can be a bit more sustainable as well, is to trying to self-provide yourself as much as possible, and that's kind of a way of living that I would like to reach for. And at the same time keep working on my objects and exchange, share it, communicate it with people. So yeah.